for joining me on About Alberta Tech, which is focused on introducing Alberta tech companies to Albertans. Our goal is to share the innovation and diversity that exists in this province in quick bites. My name is Lenora Thomas, and today I'm joined by Casey Machin, founder and COO of Areto Labs. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start with some background on you. How did you get into tech?
Quite accidentally. I don't come from a tech background. I really came by it quite honestly through my volunteer work. I am a big advocate for gender parity, especially in politics. And so my previous work included me sitting on a couple of boards before starting a local nonprofit organization called Parity YEG. And we focused on just that, increasing gender parity in all levels of office here in Edmonton, but really worked quite often with surrounding communities as well. And one thing that was a common theme throughout our work recruiting women to run was that online hate was a big barrier to running. And it was just something that, honestly, it just came up so often that it was unavoidable. We had to try and tackle it somehow. And so, you do the usual stuff where you, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's absolutely valuable, but we found that it was, teaching allyship and raising awareness about it can only go so far. And so my partner, co-founder, Lana Cuthbertson, is really the mastermind behind the technology, and we work together to create a piece of software that we can use to analyze sentiment and fight online hate, essentially. And so it was really through that work. We deployed the bot in a couple of different elections. We can get into that if you're curious about it, but we deployed the bot in a couple of different elections just as volunteers. And then we just seemed to get a lot of interest and it seemed to resonate with people. So we decided to give it a shot and start in the tech startup world. So I'm completely out of my element here. I am always by far the least knowledgeable person in the room, but I've learned a lot and it's fun. It's a ton of fun.
That is very cool because it's a huge jump, but what you guys do is so awesome.
It's a huge jump.
So let's talk about it. What does Areto Labs do?
Yeah, for sure. I was like, I know Lenore's going to ask me that. So to be quite honest, in the startup world, things change really, really quickly. And we sort of follow our noses. And so things change definitely with our products, but essentially we are an automated content moderation and delivery software company. And we use AI to artificial intelligence to protect digital workplaces and support DEIB initiatives. That's diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging initiatives. So essentially, our products help increase brand loyalty, allyship, build allyship and fan base while collecting important data that drives decisions and ultimately builds positive online communities. How's that?
That is a great pitch. I love it. Okay, so let's take one of the elections as an example, just to give people an idea of how it works.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, so we covered 4 different elections across 3 different countries, all the same basic format in that you plug in a list of Twitter handles for a list of people that you want to follow. So in this case, it was women candidates running for office in every election. And you plug that in, our system analyzes it, and then we automate corrective messaging. So for every extremely toxic, hateful tweet that our system model found, it would automate messaging to build exactly that, build allyship, raise awareness about the problem, and promote this idea that really the future of work and not even the future of work, we're here. Social media is a workplace for many, many people. And so it's sort of one of those early early markets in that not everyone considers that, and it's been tricky to sort of decide who owns that problem. But I mean,
Yes.
it's a problem nonetheless, and then especially during COVID, that just sort of accelerated it. So the messaging as I mentioned, when we did it as volunteers, the messaging we just curated ourselves, all of us on the team, and it really was a team. We have a third co-founder, Jackie, but really, honestly, it was a community effort from so many people. We curated the messages from like really the local community, and that was all done. Now, as we've transitioned and gone through a couple of really intense cohorts that have taught us quite quickly how to do this, but we're still very much learning and in the testing phase. We've now really transitioned that to trying to automate our systems more so it can be truly scalable. And that means partnering with content builders. And so we get to work and do really fun projects with lots of different people. And so it's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you were starting your company, why did you and your co-founders choose to do so in Alberta?
Because we love it here. Alberta, I don't know, Alberta is our home. We didn't even consider anywhere else. I guess it wasn't an intentional decision per se, but like truly, I don't think we could have done it anywhere else. And I don't mean to like, throw sunshine up at, never mind. But I really do think that this environment, I don't know if it's the time, if it's, I think it's a combination of a whole bunch of different things, but ultimately it's the community and the people here. And that's really what allowed us to do it. We break all the rules when it comes to tech startups. We are non-technical founders. Lana obviously has a tech background, but really, we're non-technical founders. We sort of don't fit the mold of what you would normally see, but I think that like really this is the only place that we could have done that and received the amount of support that we have. It's been like critical for us.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
it's such a great community, especially in Edmonton, in terms of startup Edmonton.
Yeah, startup Edmonton, but honestly across Alberta, like I can truly say that there is such a collaborative effort to increase the industry here and really raise awareness about like the wonderful problems that are being solved here. And I think there's this sense of embracing the fact that like we're not Silicon Valley and we're solving a lot of different problems, and that's what makes us unique. So I don't know if we can be a small part of that. I feel like we take way more than we give right now, but one day we will give, I promise.
I know you will.
Yes.
Okay, so as your next stage, so you guys have been working on a project. I don't know if you're able to speak to it.
Sorry.
No worries. So you guys are working on something right now that you're getting ready to launch. Did you want to share what it is?
Talk a bit about that? For sure,
Yeah.
Of course, thanks. It's really exciting. Okay, so we have since built out an app that we have built out on Slack, but quickly building to other platforms that really does essentially what I talked about. So it automates the delivery of micro-sized learnings and learnings around your colleagues, but also about culture building and like raising awareness really about the different social impact work that's going on and how important it is, especially in digital workspaces. And then it gives data reporting. So there's a dashboard on the back end. We refer to our products as like having a front end and a back end. And so the back end is all the technical magical stuff that I like to call the beep boop beep boop beep, and the front end is more of the communications and marketing side. And so we partner with people to do just that, to deliver content that builds digital culture and promotes positive learnings around that. coach, we have built out, it has like, and this is of course intentional and, really important, but we were very, 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 we really wanted to make sure that we were building our message packs in the appropriate way, and using all the latest research around behavioral science and psychological safety, especially during COVID and digital workspaces. So we did just a large amount of work on the front end to make sure that we were setting up our system to be successful, but also to test it out. We wanted to make sure that this was something that was going to be useful. And so we tested out a few different pricing options, but really we saw like over 40, for sure, over 45% month over month growth in our installing users. So that has just given us a ton of rich data to like really fix and refactor and make sure that we're doing it right. We're really getting to a place that we think it's in a really stable condition to go out and seek channel partners to make sure that, especially consulting firms in particular that want a way to provide those micro learnings with their rich content and programming, we can do that. So we're doing that with our product on Slack. And then our other product that we also like to call our public workspace is right now Twitter, but we will very, very shortly before the new year, we'll be on Instagram using the same sort of model that I spoke about, but we are in talks with a few different really exciting partners in the sports industry and the media industry. So we've got that upcoming, and we're going to test out a few pilots there and hopefully learn and iterate and make sure that we're providing a lot of value. But we're really excited about what's coming.
That is very exciting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's fun. It's so hard. Oh my gosh, it's so hard, but it is lots of fun and things move fast. My background is in public education and public office and like government, the way that just the shift in how things move in a startup versus it has been like just eye-opening. And so I'm along for the ride. It's wild. It has its ups and downs, but it's for the most part just been so much fun. Yeah.
I love hearing that.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's, what else should our community know about you and about Areto Labs?
I don't know. I want to talk about our team because really we are nothing without our team. So I want to give a shout out to our team because they are what allows us to even do all of this crazy stuff in the first place. And so all of them have been, I just love our team. So shout out to them. And then the other thing I would say is check out our website. Of course, I have to plug our work. And if you think there's anyone in your network that might be willing to even just chat with us from a market research perspective, we are still testing out some of our other market segments. So anyone who uses public or private digital workspaces to do their job is someone we want to chat with.
That's perfect. Plug away. That's why we do it.
It's for, right?
Well, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Lenora, and we'll see you again.
Definitely.
Awesome.